Well, here we are. We finally arrived at Rhossili. Behind me is the beautiful Rhossili Bay Beach. It is not the reason we are here. The main reason we come here is this, Worm's Head. The tide is much lower now and the water has retreated enough that we can actually cross the causeway to go over to Worm's Head. Will we be able to reach the tip of Worm's Head though? Jesus Christ. Stick around and find out. Coming up next. Hi there, this weekend we are embarking on a spectacular journey to Gower Peninsula in Wales. Yesterday we rented a car from Avis at Heathrow Airport and we drove along the M4 and stayed at Doubletree by Hilton Hotel, Bristol North. We are now going to drive to Rhossili to see one of the most iconic landmarks in Wales, and you are coming with us. Let's hop in and go! The drive is gonna take 2 hours, and first we'll be driving across the Prince of Wales Bridge. With a length of 5,128 meters and a width of 35 meters, the cable-stayed bridge spans the River Severn between England and Wales. And just like that, we're in Wales. We are definitely in Wales here. Road signs are in 2 languages. Earlier, the weather was really overcast, really misty. But here, the sun is out. After an hour's drive, it's time to get off the motorway. We'll be getting off at junction 42. It's getting into lane. Right, we're off the motorway and we are continuing our drive to Gower Peninsula on smaller roads. The Gower Peninsula, which is just a short distance from the city of Swansea, was the first area in the UK to be designated an Area of Outstanding Natural Beauty, AONB, way back in 1956, and a huge part of its charm lies in its stunning coastal path. Today, we'll travel to the farthest end of the Gower Peninsula for probably the most iconic of all attractions in Gower. Here we are, finally, we've arrived at Rhossili. First thing first, if you drive here, there is a super convenient National Trust car park. It's £3 for up to 2 hours of parking, but trust me, you're gonna need way more than 2 hours. So just go ahead and get a day ticket for £6. Rhossili is famous for its expansive sandy beach, towering cliffs and panoramic coastal views. First, let's look at the beautiful Rhossili Bay Beach. This golden sand beach stretches for 3 miles long and is backed by dunes and overlooked by hills and jagged sea cliffs. At low tide, you can see an old shipwreck on the beach. It's the Helvetica that ran aground in 1887. The main attraction here though is Worm's Head, the island over there out in the water. If you are thinking the island looks nothing like a worm, well, that's because it's actually named after the Old Norse word worm, which means dragons. And the Vikings thought that the islands were shaped like a sleeping sea serpent. Now here's the cool part. The tidal island is actually connected to Rhossili by a causeway of 650 meters long. On our way to the causeway, we came across these beautiful horses. They are of the Gypsy Cob breed, renowned for their remarkable strength and captivating aesthetics. Many of them boast a piebald coat pattern, which gives them a truly striking appearance. Their distinctive features include a flowing mane and tail, and an abundance of feathering on their lower legs. It's fascinating to learn that they have been grazing in this area for generations. Can I pet you, please? Oh, you're so busy eating grass. Well, after 1.5 kilometers walk, we have reached the Coast Guard House. From here, it's all the way down to the causeway. Keep in mind though, the causeway is only accessible 2.5 hours either side of low tide. giving you a maximum of 5 hours window to explore and return to the mainland before that causeway is submerged again. So before you come here, do your homework and Google the tidal times for Worms Head and find out when is the best time to go. Today the low tide will be 2:35 p.m, so we can be on the causeway between 12 to 5 p.m. Well, finally, we have reached the causeway. The causeway consists of rocky reef and small rock pools, and it should take around 20 minutes to cross. Here's a heads up, the causeway is rather slippery at times, given that it was just submerged in the water an hour ago. And those rocks, they're covered in sharp barnacles, so take it easy and don't rush. Alright, we made it across the causeway. Welcome to the inner head of Worms Head. You will see a National Trust sign here and a bell. Supposedly, the bell is for people who are stranded on the island to attract the attention. Now, as we move forward, the easiest route is to take the path on the left side of the inner head. But if you are feeling a bit adventurous, there's a path around to the right. Or you could even climb all the way up to the top of the inner head before dropping back down the other side. As we took much longer than expected to cross the causeway, we decided to follow the most straightforward path. As we turned the corner, a breathtaking vista unfolded before us, revealing the middle head, the outer head, as well as the iconic Devil's Bridge. No matter which path you choose, once you've got past the inner head, here comes the trickiest part of the trek. Here we have a 70-meter stretch of rugged, jagged rocks, with cracks and gullies separating them. It's like nature's very own obstacle course. Oh. Oh my god. That's a really deep gully down here. Oof. As you can see, there is no designated path. You just have to somehow find your way through. And it's not very easy. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh. Have I done the right thing? Oh my god. This is the kind of surface you have to walk through. Oh. Hopefully this is the end. I can't take this anymore. It's getting better. Oh, do I see a seal over there? Yeah, that's a seal. Right, I just crossed all those jagged rocks. It's really difficult and I feel insane having done that. It's so scary. It took a lot of effort, but it's well worth it for the scenery. Right after you go through the rocky challenge, you will see Devil's Bridge, a natural rock bridge that will lead you to the middle and outer heads. Ooh, there's a drone above. The Devil's Bridge is an old collapsed sea cave, and we are gonna cross it now to the middle head. No, that's it. We have crossed the bridge. Having crossed the Devil's Bridge, we walk across the whole middle head, and now we're at the tip of it. The outer head is just over there. However, to get to the tip of the outer head, it requires scrambling, and it's quite steep and it's very slippery. And we're running out of time. There's only 2 hours left before we must get back to Rozzili, before the causeway will be submerged in water. It took a long time to cross between the inner head and the middle head. And that one looks like it's going to be equally difficult, so I'm going to be responsible and turn back. So what do you think of this hike? Do the views justify it? Share your views in the comments below. Have you got to the tip of the worm? Let me know. After capturing a few more shots, I started to walk back. Even though it's equally treacherous when returning, it felt more manageable mentally. Going out, I had a strong urge to reach the tip of the outer head. But once I made peace with myself that it's okay to turn back early, acknowledging it as the responsible thing to do, then I instantly felt more relaxed. I got back to the inner head where I was reunited with Steve again, who had been sunbathing and relaxing. He made the wise decision earlier, opting to steer clear of those jagged rocks. The walk across the causeway proved to be a somewhat easier journey going back compared to going out earlier. As we neared the mainland, we stumbled upon something interesting. Somewhere near the start of the causeway, there is the anchor of a Norwegian bark called the Samuel, which ran aground here in 1884. Earlier, when we walked through, because the tide was still quite high, we couldn't see it. But now on our way back, when the tide is probably at the lowest, we managed to see it. We managed to get back to the mainland in time, so it's time for something different. We're now gonna go down to explore Rozzili Bay Beach. We're hoping to get there before it's high tide and walk around the beach. Right, we're now down here at Rozzili Bay Beach. First thing we stumble across is a fascinating piece of history, the Helvetica shipwreck. This Norwegian ship ran aground way back in 1887. While most of the vessel now rests beneath the sands, the hull of the ship still protrudes from the surface. And what's even cooler is that it makes for a fantastic photograph, especially when you've got the stunning worm's head in the background. You can see the tide coming in now. Every time when the waves come in, it gets further in and further in. After the adrenaline-pumping adventure of trekking through Worm's Head, it's nice to just sit back to savor the sunset while watching the tide roll in. It has been an hour now since we were last on the beach. The tide has really come in now, so I'm gonna show you how the Helvetica looks like now. Oh, look at how beautiful this is now. Helvetica is submerged in water, and the causeway is also submerged in the water as well. Wow, I have to keep going backwards because the tide is coming in really fast. If you enjoyed this video so far and want to see more fantastic content like this, please take a moment to hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. Your support is important and it motivates me to keep exploring and sharing interesting places like these with you. Right, we finished with the beach and we're now going to the headland for the sunset. But look at how thin the beach is now. It's really coming to high tide. Well, after visiting Rozzili Bay Beach, we have come back to the headland to see the sunset. Wow, oh my god, look at the sunset and the causeway. You might say, what causeway? Exactly. We've had a magnificent day at Rhossili. I'm gonna leave you here with the footage of the beautiful sunset at Worm's Head. If you are interested to see some of the other amazing places that we've visited in England and Wales recently, such as the magnificent Peak District National Park, click on one of the video cards popping up now. This has been Ken from Ken Travels 360. Thanks for watching. Until next time.